Well, the crypto market's crashing yet again, and as we all know, of course, while we might be at the precipice of the bull run, I want to make something very clear. Now is a perfect time to DCA because we've given another opportunity to buy some more altcoins at extremely cheap prices, and our favorites that have recently gone up in price are now tethering back down to what they've been trading at the last 12 months. So guys, I want to take you through some of these projects today, give you the reason why the market is crashing for those of you who didn't know, as well as touch on some of the promising aspects of these altcoins as well, because I think it's very easy for us to have a day like this or have a week or a month where it's very negative sort of sentiment and lose track of why we're investing in these altcoins at all, especially for all you people who aren't as convicted as some of the rest of us. So let's now begin with looking at this, right? So I woke up this morning and essentially I had a dream last night where I thought to myself, and this is no joke, by the way, I thought, what if the market crashes and I wake up and I miss the dip, I miss the bottom? I kid you not, that was last night. So waking up this morning and seeing the global market cap over here at 1.07 trillion, actually when I woke up, it was about 1.05 trillion. I thought, this can't be, this like cannot be a coincidence. It was nuts, it was crazy timing. Never had something like that before, right? And so of course, if we come into Bitcoin here, we can see obviously it has wicked down and now has found some support. But essentially, what have I always said? Guys, if Bitcoin is down, not on the 24-hour, not on the hourly, but on the 7-day, it is always a good time to DCA. Must be down around, give or take, slightly 10%. Okay, and so yes, we have been given this opportunity again to DCA. For those of you who see negatives in your wallet right now, fear not, friend. It is definitely going to go up. This is an opportunity for us to buy. That's all it is. The market's saying here, well, we're going to give you a good chance to buy. So this is what we're working with. Okay, it's definitely not a bad thing. It's very much a good thing. The only way it could ever be a bad thing is if you're relying on your money right now that's in the market, which is never a good thing in the first place to be in. So today we're going to talk about some of these altcoins, but first I want to actually give you the reasons why the market's down. Of course, if you don't know already, SpaceX actually wrote down their initial $373 million they held in 2021 / sometime in 2022. So that essentially means at some point between the last time they filed their report, when they were holding this Bitcoin, their financial report, this is SpaceX again, remember, until now, they have sold some of that money or possibly all of it. Now, no one exactly knows how much. This was all reported from the Wall Street Journal. And so when they say wrote down again, that could mean anything. That could mean they sold half a Bitcoin. That could mean they sold a whole Bitcoin. That could mean they sold a whole 373 million. But it is worth noting that Tesla, which of course is another company founded by Elon Musk, actually planned to purchase and did purchase, I believe, $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin like in 2021, but they actually recently or somewhat recently sold 75% of that, which means they're basically left with $184 million worth of Bitcoin, okay? So it's pretty crazy. And so in that, so given the fact that obviously another firm or company owned by Musk has sold some of that Bitcoin as well, it wouldn't surprise me if they've sold some high portion, if not all, of their holdings as well, in terms of SpaceX, of course. When it does come time to, keeping your investors, I guess, or at least, your shareholders sort of supporting the company and wanting to hold those shares, sometimes, I think Elon Musk might be a bad example of this, given his previous tweets in the past, but you do have to obviously, make sure that they're comfortable and want to continue holding your stock, right? And that obviously means important things like, well, getting rid of your Bitcoin in the case maybe of the market falling because of something like Terra. When Terra sort of collapsed, that might have been the situation where he decided to write off some of the BTC, whatever. Of course, he has people behind him giving him directions. And it's not just this bad news. We've also had news that the SEC now had the ability to appeal the ruling the judge gave to not classify XRP as a security, at least in the sense of it being a tradable asset. Okay, so this, of course, has given the SEC some grounds now to kind of throw all the speculation back up in the air again. But I think for the most part, most people are quite comfortable assuming, which is always a bad word to use, we should never assume, that, of course, XRP, or at least Ripple, will win this again, but nothing is, of course, for certain. So before we continue with this video, I would like to thank the sponsor, and that is Grape. Now, what is Grape? Well, essentially, it's a brand new state-of-the-art, super fast layer 1 network built on top of what's called a DAG, different to a blockchain, but much faster, allowing for the network to push of speeds up to and beyond 700,000 TPS. Now, the really unique aspect about Grape is that being tailored towards gaming and the metaverse, it understands what it has to provide, not just for developers, but also for the end users. It has amazing NFT capabilities and also an inbuilt state-of-the-art AI tool that allows it to be leveraged by developers to do low to no code tooling, and also for end users to eventually use as well. It's literally mind-bending. Now, I've made a full video on Grape. You guys can go ahead and check that out in the description below. But I want to say, for a limited time, guys, they're offering 10% bonus on their tokens if you go and sign up for free on their website and buy the tokens from there. You can do so with the link below. You must use my link, though, to get that 10%. So with that being said, thank you so much to Grape for sponsoring this video. And with all that said, let's get back to the video. I wanted to point that out because one of the projects on today's list is none other than XLM. And I think XLM has started to fall here more than most other large cap altcoins because it is obviously tied to the SpaceX general crypto negative news, as well as the SEC news with XRP, because they're somehow interconnected when they really shouldn't be, right? And so if we jump into XLM over here, we can see that if we click the 1 month, you'll see it kind of spike, or rather 1 year. It spikes up and then has come back down. Now, we started talking about XLM for a while now, of course, months and months and months. I've been buying this for years now. But if it came down to basically the 8 to 9 cent mark, which is pretty much the most of the time we've been speaking about it, I think that would be a great entry point. And right now, it is on a clear trajectory to hit that point. But as you can see right now, CoinMarketCap indicates we pretty much are beneath the 1 year mark, okay? So the entry into the 1 year, we are now below that. So technically speaking, right now is probably still under the best time to buy, considering the last 12 months, aka the bear market. Okay, so this is a great entry point. Of course, I wouldn't personally enter XLM right now. I would wait for it to fall back a little bit more. Again, I think there is more room to sort of fall from here. And so what else is that? Well, we have Flux over here at 25% down on the 7-day. Actually, matter of fact, Flux right now is basically at a price where I didn't think it would actually get to be honest with you. So if we scroll up, click the last, 12 months, we'll go. It is currently the cheapest possible price it has been since the bear market, which again is crazy. If Flux goes beneath 30 cents, you can damn well bet I am buying more of the project. Same with Reserve Rights. I think Reserve Rights is in a similar position to Flux. Right now, it's pretty much the cheapest price it has been in the last 12 months. Matter of fact, I think Reserve Rights right now is actually almost on par with its all-time low. Now, speaking of all-time low, we'll get to some of these projects in just a second here. If we scroll down to Moonbeam, wherever Moonbeam is, I think I've passed it over here. Moonbeam is actually as well at its all-time low. Well, its all-time low was a few hours ago. But if we click 1 year over here, you can just see how far down we are. Now, I honestly do think, and again, this is not financial advice, that Moonbeam is a very, very easy, high multiple project here that's as safe as you possibly can get for as many multiples as this project will most likely produce. It's got some great news recently. Again, the Uniswap V3 has deployed over here, which pretty much means it's going to be the gateway for the Uniswap interactions on Polkadot, which is just massive. We've also got Quant as well. So Quant's actually down underneath $100, which is fantastic. I think it wicked down to about $93, which I didn't obviously have time to buy. I was definitely sleeping at the time, but still under $100, guys. Quant is a perfect DCA level. I'm honestly purchasing a couple more Quant at this price because, again, anything $100, you're definitely making those multipliers. Most price predictions I give for Quant are multiples talking about the average being $100. So every dollar underneath that is, of course, helping you to get those exponential returns. Obviously, HBAR had a recent sort of pump. As we all know, Hedera Hashgraph recently pumped up because one of the applications actually built on HBAR itself, called Drop with 2 Ps, has recently been listed as a FedNow service provider, which is absolutely massive, right? It's because obviously it is built on HBAR. Therefore, it opens up the whole financial system, the US financial system, to HBAR, essentially, right? Which is just massive news, and that's why I had pumped. But of course, we are now plummeting back down essentially to prices we have been trading at. So again, to that one gentleman that kind of mentioned to me when it was about a 6.5 cents when I had my live stream, should I buy? This, my friend, is the exact reason why you do not buy. There's always more opportunities to buy. And had you bought up here like what it seemed a lot of people did do, you would, of course, be at a bit of a loss right now, okay? So again, hopefully you did hold off for that one gentleman that was, asking me that question as well. So DHN Crypto over here, guys, it's a good friend of mine. He pointed out something very, very important with XLM that I want to kind of reiterate here is that these projects are fantastic, right? So for all of you going, oh my God, they're down. Does that mean that, crypto's failing? Or does that mean that we're still in a bear market? Does that just mean, some sort of negative sentiment news? Enter X here, right? Well, no, these are still fantastic projects. And we have to look at the level he's looking at here. So as you can see on screen, Stellar can be both used as a public chain and private payment channel, but in both cases, you need XLM, at least a token, to be leveraged. So you guys know who are channel OGs that I like to talk about where the token can be leveraged. And of course, that means that the token needs to be purchased to hold in reserves, and that means price appreciation. XLM still has that, which is fantastic. Just thought I would point that out for all of you wondering. Now, here's another project at a very, very good price, Near Protocol. Guys, down 16%, but it's not so the percentage that I'm concerned too much about here. It's at the price. Guys, look at this. We are basically at the cheapest price in the entire bear market. Click the all button. Look at this. You literally can't joke about this. We are almost at its all-time lows. I'm telling you, if Near Protocol goes beneath $1, I am going to absolutely eat this project up. I can't believe it's this low. Right now, it's just teetering on the $1 billion market cap level. So yeah, I mean, for all you Near Protocol fans out there, again, one of my all-time favorite projects, especially coming into the 2025 bull run, you need to be obviously paying attention. And I want to talk about Algorand and XDC as well. So XDC recently had a massive pump as well, thanks to all that, heaps of good news, especially around the UK passing the digital trade bill law as well, kind of like on the max side of what HBAR's recent news was. And it's pretty much was trading around 3.5 cents, pumped up to God knows how much, right? It went pretty much over $1 billion, I believe. Now it's tethering back down close to that level as well, kind of like what XLM is doing as well, kind of sharp shooting down. So I definitely do think this project might definitely go back to those lows. So essentially what has happened here? We've been shown by the market that these projects can have explosive potential, and now they're coming back down to levels where we can all begin to DCA yet again, which is fantastic. And of course, Algorand, guys, it pretty much is right now at its all-time low, just like Moonbeam. Okay, so if we click all over here at 1 year, we can see most definitely at its low in the last 12 months, but again, at its all-time low ever. So right now, if you are a bull on Algorand, it is a perfect time. If you're asking me, what am I doing? Well, I'm actually going to hold off until we get about the 90-cent mark if that happens, because as you all know, I want to hold off on Algorand. I believe in the project and I love the founder, one of my favorite all-time founders, but I want to say what happens to the project depends on the overall market sentiment, and right now it's not that favorable towards Algorand. I love it. Again, I do hold quite a lot of Algorand, so if it does drop around that 90-cent mark, probably 91 cent or 9.1 cent mark, I am going to be buying a lot of it. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so lastly, I do want to talk about MultiversX, okay? Because MultiversX isn't one I talk about quite often. I have a good friend of mine, DV Crypto. You guys should definitely follow him. I might leave his links down below because he's dropping some absolute gems and he just started his own crypto channel. I want to say, look at this, right? MultiversX literally has recently crapped the bed. Again, all-time low in the last 12 months. You can't make this stuff up, and it's getting quite close. Well, I shouldn't say quite close, at least quite close to the precipice of the previous bull run prices, okay, of around the, the 20, the low teens, the high teens rather, the low 20s, okay? So we might definitely come to that level if we do see some more cataclysmic-esque news that comes out of the market anytime in the next few months. So I thought I would definitely put this checklist together, or at least this list, so you guys can have some clear projects on your radar, and I will make this publicly available, and I'll leave the link to this down below as well, so you guys can jump on here, have a look at some of these projects, and if you want to execute, by all means, at your own discretion, you definitely can. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate you doing that. I post 2 videos a day every single day, and please subscribe for those updates. Guys, thanks so much. Talk to you soon.